Think
It's
of
not
Andy
true.
Robertson leave.
You're not going to leave.
He is.
He's not going to leave.
I watched it on Talksport. Do you know what I watched earlier? I watched it on Talksport when I was at the gym.
Yeah.
I was watching Talksport with is it Andy Goldstein and Darren Bent? I don't
Yeah.
know. Yeah. Anyway, they were talking, and they both had Chromebooks with like their data on, and they both had different sets of data. And I was like, "The fuck is this amateur hour?" I thought
Yeah.
we don't get that very often. Every now and then we fact check things. These two gimps just fucking
Sometimes people fact check us.
oh mate, idiots, idiots, idiots. Sorry, I'm in my pajamas, everyone. They're actually not pajamas. It's just I like ugly hoodies. We haven't even started, and I'm telling them off. Right, I'm good.
Every time I go to start. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Boxing 365 for the latest episode of Next Card in the Deck. Courtesy of Bob Arum and Eddie Hearn, co-promotion, Top Rank, and Matchroom, and it's going to be at Madison Square Garden. And it's headlined by Teofimo Lopez and Shakur Stevenson. Wow.
That was either the most unenthusiastic excitement
No,
I've ever
I am
seen,
actually
or
excited.
mate, honestly, it's probably the best fight of the year.
It's January.
Okay, sorry, I miss. So it's already the best fight that's happened, or will
Well, it
be,
hasn't.
but it will be, and then I think it will be the fight of the year for the rest of the year.
Right.
Does that
So
make
there'll be
more sense?
nothing that comes up in the next 11 months that beats this.
On paper, as in two elite fighters, both arguably top 10 pound for pound. This is better. The only one that I would say would come close, and obviously off of his last performance, it's a tough one to sell at the minute, would be Inoue Nakatani.
Yeah.
If we can get Jai Opataya, Gilberto Ramirez, but I'm not sure what Jai's doing because obviously he's part of the fucking Zuffa League thing, whatever it is.
Ramirez and
Benavidez, that isn't no,
Benavidez, that one's going to
it's
be a big
not.
one.
It's not as big as this,
No, I don't think so. But it's still
but
big.
this is massive.
Yeah. Yeah. It's, like you say, it's basically the clash of two elite pros at this point. They
Yeah.
are Shakur definitely, Teofimo arguably in top 10.
Yeah,
So, yeah.
Teofimo, unfortunately, has had a couple of spells of inconsistency. So Teofimo Lopez for me is the only man to ever actually beat Lomachenko.
Properly beat him.
Yeah, convincingly beat him. Came off that win and went and lost against George Kambosos.
Yeah, which is odd.
Which, at the time, people went, God, George Kambosos, this kid can fight. And then we've realised he's actually a bit shit. That's not fair, actually.
Yeah, he's just not had a good string of results, has he, unfortunately.
That's really kind of you. Do you know in the Premier League, if you have a bad string of results, you get relegated, and then you're not good enough. And I think that's where George Kambosos is.
Probably.
It's League One.
Probably.
And then he got back to winning ways, but then he fought Sandor Martin, who is, give or take, world-ish level. Struggled, split decision. Dominated against Josh Taylor. Now, whether or not people want to admit it or not, Josh Taylor entered that fight as the favourite. Hindsight being wonderful,
Yeah.
but went in absolutely rings around Josh Taylor. And then, obviously, in his most recent outing, looked phenomenal against Barboza. But it just depends which TO turns up. Really does. Whereas Shakur, let's be honest, hasn't fought the level of an opponent such as a Lomachenko, for example. He's not got the win of that caliber on his record. But he's never had a bad performance. I can't remember the last time I watched Shakur and went,
no.
do you know?
I don't think so. I don't think there's any that would stand out for you. Some people were a bit like, why did it take him 9 rounds to get rid of
Josh Padley.
But no, he's not necessarily the kind of style of fighter who's going to blow somebody away. And also, Josh Padley's, tricky enough night's work for most people. So he's probably stuck between European and world level. He's in that weird little grey area. So why would it not be
The thing is as well,
a tough enough fight?
Padley went in there knowing full well that the chance of him winning that fight were slim.
It wasn't about that, was it?
It was about for him looking as good as possible, trying to stay out of the way, and sort of outthink Shakur in certain periods of that fight. And that's what he did. And I think he did that well, to be fair to him. But no, I think Shakur, obviously coming off of that Williams Zepeda fight, that for me was if people still doubted how good Shakur was, that was the moment where everyone went, "Wow."
Is that good?
Because Zepeda didn't land a clean shot on him, I don't think, the whole fight. Like, it was an absolute defensive masterclass.
I think that's his biggest weapon is his defense, isn't it?
Yeah.
Actually, it's just
Oh,
slick.
statistically, he's the least hit fighter in when you look at sort of rounds, shots thrown, like from a
Mm,
percentage point
mm.
of view. He's the least hit fighter in the world.
Yeah, as in currently.
Yeah, active. Yeah, because he just he's impossible to pin down. Um, yeah, it's a really intriguing fight, and they've sort of lent over to the fact that Shakur's the big favourite coming into this one,
Mm.
and I would favour Shakur, but it wouldn't shock me if TO won. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it wouldn't be like a wow, that's an upset. It'd be like a "Phew, yeah, he really is good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Who do you think wins?
I don't really know. I don't really know. I think it's hard to look past the fact that Shakur's, he's won world titles at what is it?
3.
3 weight classes now.
Yeah, this would be his 4th.
Has he unified 2 of those?
Yeah, so he was unified.
I can't remember exactly, but
One minute, I
what I
think.
was getting
I think
to
he was
is
unified super feather, WBC light. This is at super light. There's rumours that the winner of this, Turkey Al Sheikh, wants to make the winner of this against the winner of Barrios Garcia because Conor Bender apparently is now thinking about fighting Roland Romero. But anyway, that's sort of off topic. But that could be if Shakur.
Barrios and Garcia.
They're at
Another
147.
jump, yeah.
Shakur's not big enough for that, I don't
No,
think.
I was going to say I feel like Shakur's probably going to find himself on the edge of his.
Well, he debuted, didn't he, as a featherweight?
Mm,
Tio debuted as a lightweight, so already you've got a two weight gap.
mm.
Um, Shakur's not got a small frame. Like, he's all right.
No, no, well,
He's stocky enough, but I just think 140, we're going to see a difference in size between him and TL. You then go up to that 147. We've seen Conor Ben, who didn't look that much smaller than a career 160.
yeah.
You then start to think Barrios is big as well at 147.
Mm.
Ryan Garcia has always been notoriously stocky. So you just start to think, I don't know.
Yeah, how far could he stretch himself?
I'd like him to
Yeah.
stay at 140 because there's some really good fights at 140, and I'd like him if he was to beat TL. I'd like to see him go right. Okay,
Yeah.
if Tio
Clearly
wins,
could
it's
be
slightly
winning.
different because I think he could probably make that step a little bit easier. It's intriguing.
Yeah.
It's very, very interesting. Super excited, and I'll be honest, the technical sort of tactical breakdown of this fight is impossible because it could go a million and one ways. Both very good counter punchers, both notoriously good defensively. I expect that Shakur's probably going to wait for Tio to engage.
Mm. You'd
But then
expect that'll be.
you'd expect it. But then at the same time, actually, from Tio's point of view, is it would it be clever to try and get Shakur to commit over that front foot, or maybe try and draw him into that
Yeah.
type of fight? It's going to be a superb watch. It's going to be a bit of a chess match. It's not going to turn into a war, I don't think. Um, yeah, really excited.
Yeah. Yeah. I think as well, Shakur's pretty calm in most cases, but I do think Teofimo Lopez can get under pretty much anybody's skin.
Yeah,
And yeah, you might see a bit of frustration in there, especially if things aren't going Shakur's way. You might get a little bit frustrated.
bit
So
emotional.
yeah, we'll
It's
have
going to
to
be
see.
exciting. I'm excited.
Yeah, we'll have to see. Next on the card, though, we'll move on. Is Carlos Adames and Amo Williams for the WBC middleweight world title.
You don't like this fight.
Well, I'm not going to say I don't like it. I just feel like we've talked a lot about the middleweight division and that it's not.
Stacked.
Yeah, it's not full
Yeah.
of not full of incredible talent, really. But I'm not. I think this will be a good fight.
Yeah.
But I would say that I know you can never sort of go. You can never say, "Oh well, he beat him, so he should beat him." But with how Shiraz has fought both of them now,
Yeah. Both down at 160. Yeah.
and had a much well got the rub of the green with Carlos Adames,
Yeah.
I kind of feel like there must be a similar skill gap between Hamza Shiraz and Emma Williams that there will be in this fight, and that it might just be a bit of a with Emma Williams is constantly around that level.
But is he?
He's but he might be the kind of fighter that doesn't quite. A bit like where you would look at a little bit like I don't want to say directly because it's not the same, but like Anthony Yard, where it's like he's good enough to
I know
to
what you're saying.
to make it tough for people at that level, but he's probably not going to win.
Thing is I guess I know the comparison. I do. I think the comparison's fair. I think with Anthony Yard, he's obviously in a really tough division when
Hmm.
you look at the elites
Yeah,
of that
yeah.
at that level. Whereas with Amo, it's not a particularly strong division. But see, I'm on the slight different fence because I actually think Amo fought the wrong fight against Hamza.
Hmm.
Got into a war with Hamza Shiraz. Great fight, great fight. Both put everything on the line that fight, and Hamza obviously came out the better of the two. Stopped him in the 11th round, I think. Hamza against Carlos Adames was tough to gauge him on because you could see that the 160 at that point. And it was that fight where he went, I can't keep doing this,
Yeah,
and he
yeah.
just didn't have the engine. Like even when you look at against Amo, his engine was fine.
Hmm.
Against Carlos, it just never came out of second gear. So I think
Hmm.
it's hard to gauge it, but I know what you're saying. I think Amo's style suits this fight. I think Amo's style should, as long as he's able to deal with the pressure and the power of Carlos Adames,
Yeah,
could see him outworking. But I think it's going to be, I don't think it's going to be a technical masterclass from either, by the way. This is going to be who's willing to work harder than the other. It's going to be one of those fights for me.
yeah. Maybe volume and
Yep.
yeah.
And Adames isn't particularly a volume puncher. Throws
No,
ones, twos, thudding shots.
yeah.
Quite slow to the
Generally a bit
punch.
more probably measured and just looking to land those scoring shots rather than throwing a lot out there. So yeah, I mean, from that perspective, maybe like you say, it will go
Yeah.
Amo's way. But like I say, it's not to take away from Amo Williams. I just sort of think that depending probably does depend on how the fight is approached. But yeah, I feel like if I had to put my money anywhere, it would be on
Adames.
Carlos Adames. Especially like I said, I know that there was a few factors in the Hamza Shiraz fight, but he probably did win that fight.
Yeah, I think
And
I had him as winning it.
yeah, I sort of think probably
I guess we
give
don't
him the
really
edge.
know, do we, still with Adames of just how good he is? Because he's been a world champion for a while, and we've always, like, rightly or wrongly, we've always said he's a weak world champion.
Yeah, he feels like he's that kind of opponent that if you were getting a world title shot, you'd want it to be him
Yeah,
because
he's
that's
he
he feel
seems
like he's a beatable opponent.
yeah, exactly. Whereas actually, you look at his record, and the thing is, again, though, he's still not got that elite win on his record. Like
No,
you look at his the performances, and obviously he was upgraded from interim champion. He's still not got that where you go
yeah,
like, and again, no disrespect to Amo Williams. If he beats Amo Williams,
it's not. It's still not that.
all it's
Yeah,
proven is Amo Williams is exactly what you've said, which is the fact that he's good, but he's not world class.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Adames needs, but again, the middleweights they've not really got it, have they?
No, I think as well whether we know that there's going to be in the coming years, there's going to be a lot of talent coming through at middleweight,
Yeah,
particularly British talent, and so that could excite the division a little bit. But for now, this is like I said, this fight itself,
yep.
I think it's going to be a good fight. But I wouldn't look past Carlos Adames at all. I feel
No,
like it's his
no.
fight to lose. Um,
I think that's a fair statement on your
and
end.
yeah, I think it will be enjoyable, but I can't necessarily see that it won't be Adames. And I think that next he will need to do what you've said, which is to start to beat people
Yeah,
that are notable. That you
yeah,
can go,
100%.
all right, he's fought Erislandy Lara.
Or alternatively, the WBC currently doesn't have a world champion at super middle.
Mm,
Adames is a big guy.
yeah,
Roll the dice.
yeah, take that
Christian
chance.
Mbele's obviously the mandatory. He's number one in line. Hamza Shiraz is going down the Pacheco route. Carlos Adames is a WBC champion at middleweight. My guess is they'd probably sanction that
What
fight.
was the fight that was ordered that he's now gone back on? Was that the Shira? They ordered a
Who?
fight. The WBC.
Oh, they order loads of
They'd ordered
fights.
a fight and then they've gone back on it. I'm sure it was at Super Middle.
Yeah, it
I'll
was
have to have a look.
Mbele, Hamza Shiraz.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Shiraz has basically said, I'm going to fight Pacheco. So the
Mm,
WBC have done the usual thing, thrown the toys out the pram.
yeah.
Yeah, we didn't like you anyway.
Yeah. Yeah.
You shithead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I feel like that'll be could be quite an exciting watch to be honest with
Yeah,
you.
it will.
Depending how it does go. But yeah, look out for Carlos Adames to beat that to win that one for me. Um, Next up, Keyshawn Davis, Jermaine Ortiz.
Another really good
Um,
fight. This.
yeah, another one at super lightweight. Um, it's quite. I said to you, I think Jermaine Ortiz. I feel like I don't really know enough about him, or don't know a lot about him. Um,
He went
but
12 rounds with
yeah,
Loma.
his losses. That's the biggest thing about him is that he's lost to Lomachenko and he's lost to Teofimo Lopez.
I think his losses prove his. He's one of them fighters where his losses prove his level more
Yeah.
than his wins.
Mm.
So actually, you look at his wins, and he's beat some decent opponents. So they've got a shared opponent,
Yep.
Keyshawn and Jermaine Ortiz, and that is Albright.
Nahir Albright is yep.
So Albright was beaten convincingly by Jermaine Ortiz. Keyshawn Davis had fits with him, couldn't deal with it. I
Mm.
think it was a split decision that ended up becoming a no contest. Um, Jermaine Ortiz has shared the ring with the better opponents. Keyshawn's obviously highly, highly regarded.
Yeah.
First fight at super lightweight though, because obviously he missed his last weigh in by 4 stone or whatever it was. So it's this fight isn't as open and shut as the bookies have got it, in my opinion.
Yeah. Yeah. Not quite so
Well,
one sided.
you're not going to go in there and blast this guy out because he went 12 rounds with Loma and he's gone 12 rounds with Teofimo Lopez.
Mm.
Keyshawn is stepping up in weight, so I appreciate it's not huge jumps. You know, it's again we
Yeah.
spoke about it
Yeah.
yesterday. It's £5, but Jermaine Ortiz knows how to maneuver himself in these type of fights, and I think Keyshawn will probably win the fight. But if he's coming here with an ounce of ill discipline
Mm.
and taking this
It's going
fight
to cost him.
lightly, Keyshawn loses this
Yeah.
because it is that sort of it's that very very fringe of if Jermaine Ortiz was 5% better, he could have beaten Lomachenko or
Mm.
Teofimo. That these margins are so small and
Mm.
super lightweight at the minute. By the way,
Yeah.
what a
It's
division,
stacked, isn't it?
mate!
Really. Yeah. That's another one of those nightmare divisions that you wouldn't want to be in. Really.
Now, I'd put weight on. I'd put weight and I'd go. Now I'm not doing this. Right, what's weak? Cruiserweight. We'll go there. We'll go to cruiserweight and we'll beat Jai Opataya. That's a really easy one.
You'd be the only person who wants to fight him.
I'll fight Jai. I need to stop calling fighters out. I called out Fabio Wardley the other day.
Did you?
Yeah,
Don't do that.
he hasn't replied yet. Do you know why?
Scared.
Fucking
Makes
nuts.
sense.
Yeah.
Scared. Yeah, so I mean, it's going to be an interesting one. I think one of the points is also that worth mentioning because it's written down. We've got Andy Cruz fighting tonight,
Yeah, early hours tomorrow morning,
and
tonight, depending on where you're watching.
Mr. Keyshawn Davis.
It'll actually not be tonight when you're watching this. It'll have been yesterday
Yeah.
or the day before.
But
Anyway, sorry.
Mr. Keyshawn Davis lost to Andy Cruz as an amateur in the
4
Olympics
times.
4 times.
Not 4 times in the Olympics, because obviously that'd be a weird rule.
Yeah. I
But
was
4
gonna
times
say.
total. He lost to him in the Pan American Games, the Olympics, and some other amateur areas. Keyshawn Davis wasn't able to achieve his dreams as an amateur because Andy Cruz is better than him.
Wow.
So I think even though Keyshawn has jumped up in weight, that fight's an inevitability.
It's got to happen. It's got
And
to
it's
happen as a
massive, isn't it?
professional at
It's
some point, doesn't it?
massive.
Especially if Andy Cruz wins his world title. Where's that world title? Is that
Fontaine Blue in Vegas.
no, weight. I was
Oh,
talking about
lightweight.
sorry,
Sorry.
lightweight, but it's not far away.
£5.
To say it's
Keyshawn has made it before, but he's ill-disciplined and bone
yeah,
idle.
yeah.
Don't want to get up and do runs
But
anymore.
it's doable. Or depending on how Andy Cruz gets on as a pro, there's plenty of scope for him to clash even at a different.
I see it being Cruz stepping up personally. I think
Mm.
Cruz is going to want to move quickly. I think once he's won this, I think he's going to want to unify at light. And then realistically, if Keyshawn goes and wins a belt at super light, which is a tough ask, bear in mind when you consider the champions, then it'll be potentially that one. The most winnable fight at super lightweight is probably Gary Antoine Russell, but he doesn't seemingly want to fight. He's, I don't know, farming.
Great.
I'm not really sure what he's up to, but he's not doing a fat load of out at the minute. But yeah,
Now, other than that fight happening again as pros, where do you think the winner of this fight should go next? I mean, it's got to be they're both at super light now without world titles. They should be in and around that, you know,
yeah.
world level. So, is it world titles next at 140?
For me, I think Keyshawn, yeah, Jermaine, maybe. I just think with Keyshawn, he's been a world champion at lightweight. He's already at that elite level. I think if he wins it, I think, yeah, absolutely. I think Jermaine may be another one. But then at the same time, you've got Dalton Smith, who's been given a voluntary opportunity to defend his title. So that's going to be, whether that be Puello, whether that be Sandor Martin, whether that be the winner of this one. I don't know if they'll want Keyshawn Davis as a voluntary
straight up
defence.
next. Yeah.
But at the same time, I'd like to see it. So yeah, this fight's out there for him. This fight's out there, and
Yeah, I'd be interested to see what comes next. Like you say, if it is Jermaine Ortiz who wins this, there's opportunities for rematch with Teofimo Lopez as well.
well, no, you're right. Yeah, win or lose.
Win or lose.
If he loses his belts, then it's a grudge match. If it's if Teo wins against Shakur, it's a world title fight again. Yeah, there's some good fights. Really, there's cards.
There's plenty going on, isn't it? That's the thing, and there's plenty of opportunity for these fighters. And I think again, this one looks to be heading towards being another good fight on this card. I mean, so far, no weaknesses on this card. All the fights, all three of those fights look good, don't they?
Even the next one, because originally the next one was for an interim belt, which already upsets me. However, it has now been upgraded.
Yep, to the vacant belt.
But it is weird, though. I wanted to point this out to you. So, do you know normally when you get an interim champion?
Yeah.
So, like, for example, Carlos Adames is an example, speaking about someone on the card. Fighter vacates the belt.
Gets upgraded.
Gets upgraded. So, Bruce Carrington is the WBC interim champion.
But they've made the belt vacant and
this
made him fight for it.
But this is the fight for the vacant belt. So, I kind of get it, because it's probably short notice, and it's like...
Don't you think that that's how it should work anyway?
Yeah. Sorry, what I was getting to is, for me, you're an interim champion, so that when it becomes vacated, you get first dibs.
Yeah, you get to fight for it.
Yeah. If you win your fight, great. I've got a load of beef about this fight.
Okay, well, it is Bruce Carrington and Carlos Manriquez.
I love his surname.
Yeah.
Not Marquez, not Manrique. Manriquez.
And it is for the WBC vacant featherweight title after vacated by Stephen Fulton.
Yep.
He's fat.
He is, yeah. He's a cruiserweight now.
Yep.
Ray Vargas is also a WBC featherweight champion. He's the champion in recess. The WBC just give out belts, don't they?
Champion in recess. Go on. Explain what the fuck that is.
Basically, he's a champion who didn't want to defend his belt, so he's in recess.
Cool.
Mate, the thing is, though, slightly off topic, and I promise it'll be a 30-second off topic, right?
Go on, then.
I was speaking to Nicole earlier. Don't count me, because I'll take longer, you know I will. I was talking to Nicole earlier, and I was on about pointless belts. But I said, with belts, part of me goes, get rid of all the bullshit, right? But then I think, do you know if you were a boxer, and you go, like Dave Allen, for example, I'm not good enough to win a world title, is what it is, right? I can be a WBA international, or I can be a WBC silver.
Yeah.
That means the world to these fighters. Like we saw with Dave Allen when he won his WBA Intercontinental or whatever it was. Absolutely loves it. It's up on his wall. He's proud of it. And I thought to myself,
that's why they've got him.
Yes, it's for sanctioning fees, for obvious reasons. But at the same time, these fighters spend their whole life. And the thing they might win is that WBC silver belt that proves they're a top 5 fighter at that point. And do you know what? I decided interim belts are shit and stupid. But the rest of them, they can stay for a bit.
Yeah, I know we've talked about it before, not to derail the conversation, but we have said sometimes it's the furthest people will go, so those belts mean a lot.
Yeah.
And yeah, I ain't got issues with
my issue's interim belts.
Yeah, I sort of follow you there.
I don't mind like having a WBC silver. I'm okay with that. But anyway, sorry.
We need to go over Bruce Carrington and Manriquez.
Manriquez, I don't know why he's been given a fucking opportunity.
Yeah.
So he's ranked second in the WBC rankings because I had a bit of a dig. But he last fought 18 months ago and he lost.
Yeah.
Now, don't get me wrong. You look down the rankings, it's not particularly stacked. Fine. But the fighter for me, that if you're going to not care about previous results, number 1 ranked contender is Nathaniel Collins. Yeah, he's coming off a draw for the WBC silver belt, right? Yeah. Fine. But he's number 1 contender. So
why not give it to him?
Why not give him a chance? Now he might not be fit. But then it still begs the question, why the fuck is number 2 coming off a loss from 18 months of inactivity?
Yeah.
Like, he's not beat any... He's lost to some elite fighters.
Yeah, Brandon Figueroa, Luis Neri. Yeah.
Like, he's done all right, but he's not elite. He's not beat anybody of any ilk where you go.
I suppose the argument might be that fight 18 months ago was Stephen Fulton. Was it Stephen Fulton?
Yeah. Sorry, yeah.
And it was fairly close.
Yep.
So maybe that's why he's got his chance. Losing to.
Hey, look, if he goes and beats Bruce Carrington, everything I've just said becomes.
You didn't mean. Yeah.
No, I meant it.
Oh.
Because hindsight.
Yeah.
And I'll always admit if I'm wrong, but at the minute, I just don't get it.
Yeah.
Because I don't get this. I get the politics. Some of this bullshit just is bullshit.
Do you think that he's got a chance of winning it, or do you
Not
think
a
it's
pre.
pretty much?
Not a pre.
Yeah.
Bruce Carrington has one of the best jabs in boxing. He's precise. He's accurate. He'll throw 1-2s all night. He'll pick him apart. He'll throw in gaps. This guy's not particularly well-rounded from a skill point of view. I've only watched a little bit of him. I'm going to be straight, and they've all in his losses. But you look at the fighters that he's lost against. Someone so, for example, like a Stephen Fulton, who is very good technically.
Mm.
Bruce Carrington will be absolutely fine.
Yeah.
He'll be absolutely fine. This will be probably, out of the fights we've already spoke about, for me, this is probably the biggest split in regards to
the
favour.
clearest winner.
Yeah.
So, with that in mind, and assuming that Bruce Carrington does do what you think he's going to do, he's going to become our WBC featherweight champion. What should he do after that?
I think he's got all the talent in the world for me. You've got a couple of good opponents out there, but and again they're beatable. So you've got, I think, test me here. You've got WBA Nick Ball.
Yep.
You've got the IBF Angela Leo.
That's correct. Yep.
And the WBO is Jose Valenzuela.
Rafael Espinoza.
Alex. Jose Valenzuela is fighting soon because I've seen Zuffa announce it.
Yep.
But yes, it is Rafael Espinoza, who is like 28-0, good fighter. But yeah, so the division is unifiable.
Yeah.
So yeah,
maybe look at that.
I think unify. He looks good at that weight.
Yeah.
So unify, go and prove yourself against an elite. No disrespect to Manriquez, but go prove yourself against one of the world champions, and then possibly step up. Look at Super Feather, and move on.
Absolutely.
Poor guy.
Okay, the final fight that we're going to discuss on the card: Jarrell Miller and Kingsley Ibe. I think.
Don't know how you pronounce his name. Ibis.
It's going to be a 10-rounder. And whether it's designed to be a bit of I'm not sure. Is it setting something up for Jarrell Miller, do you think?
I think so. So Jarrell Miller's now with Gold Star, which I don't think is a bad thing. Gold Star's got a good relationship with Turkey. So I think it'll be an opportunity to get him into some big fights. Obviously, he was meant to fight for the WBO interim last year against Fabio Wardley. Fell through for injury. I think he choked on a Big Mac. Sorry, Jarrell. I actually think you're quite good for the sport, apart from the fact you're a drug cheat bastard.
Run that.
Yeah, no, look, I can't remember who it was that I saw say it. They said Jarrell Miller is the best heavyweight in America. I thought about it. I thought, yeah, probably. Deontay Wilder's not done anything. He's now fighting Derek Chisora, though, which is really good.
Deontay Wilder's been losing recently.
He has won his recent one, though, against that guy.
Yeah.
You know the one?
No, I don't.
No one does.
Yeah, he's not.
Andy Ruiz is inactive. So is Jarrell Miller.
Well, unless Andy Ruiz fights Usyk, which would be crazy.
It would, but Andy Ruiz again. Andy Ruiz commits himself, and he's
folks. We're going to take a momentary break. Sorry about that, everybody. Momentary disruption. The alpacas that I have hired for my wedding ceremony that are going to deliver the rings to me and my wife have been double booked, so I can't get them. So.
Do you want to know the biggest disappointment in all of that?
That's not even real. Somebody's decided they're going to prank me.
No, it's not. It's not. It's the fact that actually for a moment I went, I've got alpacas at Vegas.
Anyway, what we were talking about was the fact that Jarrell Miller probably is the best. Probably is the best heavyweight that America's got at the minute.
Is that a compliment for Jarrell? Or is that the sad state of affair of American heavyweights?
That's an insult.
Yeah.
But I don't think that won't be the case for too long. I think there's an American heavyweight
There is.
that will
I
correct
think.
that.
Do you know what? I'm not going to say it. I'm going to let these lovely folks guess
Mm.
who I'm talking about.
And if you need help guessing, go and watch our USA prospect video.
That's a great link. Well done.
Right.
Gerald Miller is fighting a guy who, to be fair, has lost a couple of times. Was matched very tough. He lost to Jared Anderson,
Yeah.
and he lost to. Did he lose or
He
draw?
drew with Guido Vianello.
That's
But
a.
again, that was early. That
Was
was
his
his
sixth,
seventh fight.
seventh fight?
And his
Yeah.
eighth fight was when he lost to Jared Anderson.
Well, since then he's won 11 on the bounce. I'm trying to remember my data.
Mm.
He won 11 on the bounce, 10 by knockout.
Yep, correct.
Beat some good opponents. Beat Gerald Washington and
Scott.
Forrest.
Nope, Scott Alexander.
Ah, big Scott.
Well, yeah, I think. Well,
If Jarrell Miller is the best heavyweight in America, he should walk through fucking Ibby.
yeah, should do.
If Jarrell Miller gets stopped, we've got a new king of America.
Yeah. And his name is Kingsley Ibey.
King Kingsley.
But yeah, I sad state of affairs really for American heavyweights at the
No
minute.
disrespect, Miller. Actually, fuck Miller.
No, fuck him.
Drug cheat bastard.
Yeah, not very.
Do you think? Let me ask you this, because we don't need to talk about the technicalities of this fight.
Jermaine Franklin beat Jarrell Miller?
Don't think so.
No, I was thinking about it. I was like, Jermaine Franklin.
Miller's good.
Yeah.
I hate to admit it. Miller is good.
Mm.
Miller's good, and do you know when he's fit, he's really good.
Big lad, isn't he?
Big unit. I actually put in there in my notes. He reminds me of Martin Bacoli.
Yeah,
Like Martin Bacoli,
that's fair.
if he was committed, would the alpacas still ringing?
No.
Was it not them?
It was.
Fucking hate them people. That's my wife and my sister and his sister. A lot of sisters.
Yeah.
What was I talking about? Jermaine Franklin, Jarrell Miller, some other bits.
Yeah, some other bits.
Jarrell Miller, though, on his day, yeah, Martin Bacoli.
Mm.
So yeah, he's on his day. He's very good, and if he's fit and committed and disciplined, he's a hard night's work for anybody.
Yeah.
Anybody at all. What I was going to ask you is, drug cheating aside, because yes, he has been caught and he did admit it. I guess is credit to him.
Mm.
But is he good for the sport? I'm torn. I'm going to be honest.
No.
Okay.
I think so. No.
I just think we lack characters at the minute. That's my only worry.
Yeah, potentially, but I think there's plenty coming through. Plenty of
Some really
people
exciting
like that.
ones like Daniel Dubois.
No.
And his crayons.
His crayons. Right, that brings us to the end of everything we're going to talk about, except for our usual stuff. So,
I haven't asked Rate Robot.
well, you'll have to do that in a minute.
All right.
Or
Sorry,
you can
guys.
do it.
I'll do it while we're
whilst
talking because we've done this before, and I'm quite good at multitasking now.
So, from the top, the winners:
This is actually quite tough, you know.
Teo and Shakur.
I'm going to go Shakur. I think Shakur's generational. I think he's phenomenal. I really do.
Fair enough. Adames, Williams.
Yeah, I said at the start, and I know me and you disagree on this, but I think Ammo Williams.
Okay, fair enough. Keyshawn and Jermaine Ortiz.
I said at the start that Keyshawn will probably have enough to beat him because I think Keyshawn is very, very good. But I don't see it out of the realms of possibility that Jermaine causes the upset, but Keyshawn Davis.
Bruce Carrington and Manriquez.
Carrington, without a shadow of a doubt.
And Jarrell Miller and Kingsley Ibey.
Got to be the King of America, isn't it? That big baby Miller. There's a song about
Fair
Big
enough.
Baby Miller. Fabio Wardley, Summit, Big Baby Miller, Baby Killer, Wagwan.
All right.
Remember?
No.
It was at the DAZN event, and then fucking Jarrell came out and at a press conference against Wardley. He was like, "Brev, you making songs about me, Brev."
I think I might remember that.
Anyway, I'm predicting these fights. Well, what other questions you got for me?
What's going to be the fight of the night? It's going to be the best one to watch.
Main event.
Yeah.
Yeah. For the casuals, probably not, because I think it will be slow. I think it'll be a chess match. But for me, just so excited, I'm just not going to pick against it.
Fair enough.
Do you agree?
Yeah, I sort of think you can't disagree if you've got two fighters that are one that's definitely top 10, one that's at least top 15. I think you can't really disagree with that. So yeah, I'm happy with that. A rating for the card, got to be a good one, hasn't it?
10.
10.
got 3 world title fights, heavyweight action in Jarrell Miller, who always brings entertainment. Even the Keyshawn Davis, Jermaine Ortiz, let's be honest, that could be for a world title. Yeah, phenomenal. 10 out of 10.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
And the undercard, by the way, some really good fights on the lower down the card as well. The further you go down, you've got Zaid Al Mazyouf.
Okay.
Saudi Arabian fighter. He goes everywhere with Turkey. I think he cleans his shoes and that.
And you're going to get up, rate the robot for us in a second.
Doing it now. Do you want to ask these nice folks to like, subscribe and that?
Yeah, like, subscribe and that, please. And like, and comment, and follow us on TikTok, follow us on Instagram.
Do you know what annoys me more than anything?
Because I'd like to make this my full-time job.
Do you know what annoys me more than anything?
Go on.
When people comment and have a chat with us and then don't follow. Does me fucking head in.
Yeah.
I've wasted my time. Theo, Keyshawn, Bruce Carrington, and then Carlos Adames.
Williams.
There's Ammo Williams. Ladies and
Did you
gentlemen,
get Jarrell Miller?
Yeah. We are doing this live. Bear with me. It's loading. Right.
Some hold music.
Go
on then.
Teofimo Lopez versus Shakur Stevenson. Despite Teo's explosive and dangerous early starts, Shakur's defense footwork and ring IQ mean that Shakur will win by a clear decision. 9-3. They've given a score.
Wow.
Keyshawn Davis. Keyshawn, but competitive.
Okay.
Carrington, 7th round stoppage.
That's specific.
It is. I like
that.
this.
That's good.
Go on, Robocop. Jarrell Miller, 5-7. Technical knockout. I actually quite like that. Probably stop him on his feet. Carlos Adames will stop Ammo Williams in the sick. Ammo is athletic, but reckless.
If all of this comes true, boxing's crooked and AI Smile knows what all of the results are going to be.
I need to be more precise.
No.
Ammo Williams by a headbutt.
Great. Perfect. But that is everything that we need to cover for today. Please do like and subscribe. Make sure to watch the other videos. A couple others came out this week. We've got, I think, a fairly quiet spell coming up in the next couple of weeks. But
we're going to Vegas.
They don't need to know that.
They are.
They'll find out later.
I'm going to put TikToks on. Okay. Of me in the casino.
Thank you as always for watching, and we'll see you on the next episode.